There's a storyline buried inside of The Office that most people treat as just another comedy subplot. It's chaotic, ridiculous, and honestly, unbelievable. But if you zoom in, if you really pay attention, it reveals something deeper. Something most of us never learn until it's too late. Initiative is the most powerful accelerator your career will ever have. It all begins quietly in episode 21 of season 5, when Michael quits Dunder Mifflin. It runs all the way through episode 25, where the Michael Scott Paper Company reaches its unexpected conclusion. On the surface, it's funny. Michael starts a company in a closet. He sells paper for less than it costs. Pam and Ryan end up in roles they shouldn't have. And somehow, Michael, the least strategic person in Scranton, walks back into Dunder Mifflin with more leverage than he ever had in his life. Underneath all this chaos is a lesson that's shockingly real, and honestly life-changing once you understand it. Because the Michael Scott Paper Company arc isn't really a story about business. It's a story about how people move up in the world, how careers grow, why some people advance while others stay stuck, and what separates those who get opportunities and those who wait their entire lives for them. It all comes down to one idea. The people who rise are the ones who take initiative long before anyone asks them to. Once you see the arc through that lens, the whole storyline becomes something different. It becomes a blueprint for how to build a career that doesn't depend on luck, recognition, or permission, but on choosing yourself, even when you're not ready, especially when you're uncomfortable. So let's take a deep dive into the Michael Scott Paper Company arc and uncover the career lessons it hides. When Michael finally quits Dunder Mifflin, the moment is framed almost entirely as an emotional breakdown. He's frustrated, he's embarrassed, and he's convinced that he has been overlooked and undervalued. From the outside, it looks irrational, it looks childish. Nobody takes him seriously, not his colleagues, not David Wallace, and yet, this is the moment where it all begins. Despite all the flaws in Michael's reasoning, the decision to leave is the first time in the series where he truly chooses himself. He walks away from structure, stability, and familiarity. He rejects the idea that his career path should be determined by someone else. He steps into uncertainty not because he has a plan, but because he realizes that waiting for things to improve has got him nowhere. This is the part of career growth most people don't understand. Almost every meaningful shift begins long before it seems logical. People rarely wait until they feel ready, because the moment never arrives. They begin when staying the same becomes more painful than risking something new. What makes the moment powerful is not that Michael is prepared, it's that he moves anyway. He rents a tiny office. He convinces Pam, a receptionist with no sales experience, to leave her safe job and join him. He brings Ryan back and hands him responsibilities he's not remotely qualified for. Honestly, none of it makes sense. But they begin anyway, because beginning is the only way anything moves forward. And this is the lesson people miss. Most careers don't stall because of a lack of talent. They stall because people wait for permission that will never get there. Michael moves because he stops waiting, and that decision sets everything else in motion. As the story progresses, the show refuses to present initiative as glamorous. Every part of the Michael Scott Paper Company's early life is absolutely messy. Their pricing model is terrible. Their margins collapse almost instantly. Their office is barely a room. Their process doesn't exist, and every day feels like a survival. This part is uncomfortable to watch, and that discomfort is intentional. Real initiative, the kind that actually propels you forward, almost always looks like this. It never feels polished or controlled. It's full of confusion, mistakes, and being inside of your own head. It looks like learning faster than you would ever choose to, simply because circumstances leave you no alternative. Pam doesn't grow because someone at Dunder Mifflin sat down and said, "We think you're ready for sales." She grows because she's suddenly responsible for something she has never done before, and she has to figure it out in real time. Ryan doesn't learn because he studied operations. He learns it because someone had to manage the mess, and Michael decided it would be him. Michael doesn't become a leader because he planned to. He becomes one because the situation demands it. This is precisely why initiative is such a powerful accelerator of career growth. It forces development through exposure, not preparation. Most people wait for the perfect conditions before taking on more responsibility, without realizing that conditions only become perfect after they begin. The financial struggles, the long nights, the awkward phone calls, all the other mistakes. This is where the characters grow more than they had in years at Dunder Mifflin. And the reason is simple. Growth doesn't start when you feel ready. It starts when you take on something that stretches you beyond what you've done before. By the time the story reaches its conclusion, something subtle but profound has changed. The company is still unstable, still underpriced, still barely holding itself together. But for the first time, Michael holds something he has never had before: leverage. Dunder Mifflin, the same organization that once saw him as replaceable, suddenly realizes that they cannot compete with the low prices he accidentally set. The clients he won actually matter. The business he built is real, not because it's well structured, but because it disrupts the status quo. And Michael, perhaps for the first time in his life, walks into a negotiation with genuine power. What makes this significant is not that Michael suddenly became brilliant or strategic. It doesn't. He's still Michael. What changes is that the initiative he took, messy, flawed, and unplanned as it was, has created leverage that he could not have gained any other way. The company now needs him more than he needs them. Initiative is what creates leverage. Leverage creates opportunity, and opportunity is what ultimately moves careers upward. They're not promoted because they wait their turn or because they quietly do their job. They're promoted because they take steps that create impact, visibility, and urgency long before anyone gives them a title. Initiative is always early, it's always uncomfortable, and it is uncertain, but it is also the only force that reliably shifts the power dynamic in your favor. Workplaces tend to reward employees who appear polished, but the people who actually move up are always the ones who take risks, who volunteer before they're ready, and who step into roles long before they're formally invited. These 5 episodes are honestly full of chaos, bad decisions, and have a surprising twist of fate. But if you look at them as a metaphor for career growth, a completely different picture appears. Michael doesn't succeed because he becomes smarter. He doesn't succeed because he was right all along. He succeeds because he chose himself before anyone else did. And that's the heart of the entire arc. Most people spend their entire careers waiting for timing, waiting for an opportunity, waiting for someone to notice them, waiting until they feel confident. But the Michael Scott Paper Company arc quietly argues something much more powerful. You don't move up by waiting. You move up by stepping into a bigger role before someone offers it to you. Not after, before. And that single decision has the power to transform the entire trajectory of your life and your career in ways you cannot predict. The reason this arc resonates so deeply once you understand what it's saying is because it isn't fantasy. It is a surprisingly accurate depiction of how people rise in the real world. The ones who grow are the ones who move first, who learn fast, who create leverage, who eventually find that the world has no choice but to catch up to the decisions they made long before they felt ready to make them. It is one of my favorite stretches of episodes in the show because beneath the humor is a serious truth. Initiative is the most powerful accelerator your career will ever have, and it is the one thing you never have to wait for. Thank you very much for watching till the end. As always, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos about growing your career.